Mike, I think you had a question. If we can get the mic to Mike.
Hello. Yeah, so my question is, obviously you charge the customers who want to avoid fraudulent stuff with the shield system. You ask us to contribute our time and energy to detect fraud on your system in exchange for 10%. I'm interested what the 750 people, 40% of whom are women, are doing to earn the 90% of the transaction.
You know, there are people working in marketing. There are people working in risk and finance.
Marketing. Is it mainly marketing?
No, actually, IT and security.
Good job.
Welcome to the Nuggcast, the only weekly gaming podcast with more RNG than a Hearthstone tournament. I'm Rowan.
I'm Micah.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Ryan.
This week on the podcast, we're going to be talking about some news and then talking about our experiences with Hearthstone and letting you know what the heck happened when we streamed.
Do we have a lot of RNG? Is that a...
Hearthstone has a lot of RNG.
Do we?
No. The intros never make sense. In one intro, like our lugs got eaten by sharks.
Yeah, but they did.
That's
Like-
true. That was a real story.
Yeah.
Was that
We
a
do.
news story?
Do we have RNG? Is that a thing?
Probably.
What's going
We're
on?
very little surrounded.
News go.
News! So, our first news story for this day of the day that it is currently.
God.
Today? Yep. So Xbox Live. So, there's actually been a person, his name is Adam Mudd. He was 20 years old and he's been jailed for 2 years. The reason he's been jailed is because he created the Titanium Stressor, which is a program that essentially is used to DDoS. Basically, he created the program when he was 16 years old. And basically he sold it for £386,000 to just cyber criminals.
Hell yeah.
It's been used to hack, like, Xbox Live, it's been used to hack Minecraft, it's been used to hack TeamSpeak. Like, it's just been running rampant and causing a lot of problems.
Can I just briefly take back my hell yeah?
Yeah,
Kind of instinctive.
Yeah, he's basically, like, he also personally has DDoSed a lot of things. Like, for example, RuneScape. What a dick. Don't DDoS RuneScape.
Don't DDoS the runes.
That's the one I care about. That's where I draw the line.
You guys should DDoS RuneScape. Maybe we'll have something else to talk about if you do.
End my suffering.
But yeah, so basically he's got 2 years jail for this, and it's like they're like, look, he clearly had no sympathy, he would do it again, and so he's gonna get the full sentence despite his age, and yeah,
So, what
20
Did
years,
they
yeah.
did they requisition the money that he made from it?
That's a good question. There wasn't anything that was stated, but
research.
usually when people get jailed, like it'll say if they got a fine, but it's nothing I've heard he's got a fine, so he probably just fucking blew the money.
Yeah.
Like it's
What would his charges be? Because I doubt there's like, oh, you ruined someone's computer. Go to
Well,
Cyber crimes.
It's
Charges.
specifically there's like you can be charged for like because DDoS attacks specifically there's very specifically a law that's like you're not allowed to do that because it's
Right, because you're causing financial damage.
yeah
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess it would have been like specifically against corporations and shit.
Yeah.
yeah
Oh, okay.
they don't
I
like it when you do
don't
that.
think that
No,
you
no.
can really, like, an individual doesn't really have a case
Yeah, yeah.
in court if they get DDoS. Like, just turn your computer off for like 10 minutes. It's fine. They'll give up.
Nah.
Just walk away from the computer.
Like for 10 minutes.
So a bit of news about Overwatch, except this time it's not. It's more how Overwatch is a bit BS. So
Yeah.
So-
What? Overwatch? Be anything bad?
yeah.
What?
So a Reddit user.
You don't have to play
A Reddit user, their name is My Name Is Munker. They've done the math on Overwatch loot boxes, and not Micah Munker.
Confirmed. Micah of the Nuggcast.
The Buddhist
did this.
version of me.
Definitely
My Buddhist
not
doppelganger.
So they theoretically determined that in order to get everything from Overwatch loot boxes, you would need to get 1,800 to 5,000 loot
specifically
boxes.
the Uprising event.
No, so this is just generally
Oh,
for
okay. Because
everything.
you told
each
me
event.
that, and I was like, wow, I'm just going to not play because I'll never get my Mercy skin.
No, so that's for everything. So basically, so it's 5,000 if you count the player icons, because the player icons you can't purchase.
Right.
If you disclude those, it goes right down to 1,800. Still a lot of loot boxes.
Yeah.
So basically, what he determined from the new event is that there's 8 days left of the event. The event goes for 15 days, I believe.
No, it was 3 weeks.
It goes for 3 weeks. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
So in that 3 weeks, without spending money, so you would need to open approximately 200 loot boxes to get everything from the Uprising event.
Which is a lot of loot boxes.
How much-
If you got that from gameplay,
Right.
there's not enough time in the event to get that many loot boxes.
Really, like if you just
Yeah.
straight up played it
Yeah.
for
If you played it
21 days.
24/7 for the length of the event, you would
Jeez.
not be able to get all the loot boxes needed to be
'Cause
able
I
to
bought
get every item.
15, and yeah.
It's
What
like,
does that account for the thing that people do when they like save up for an event? They save their levels up, so they get to like level like 101 or 201, so that their levels come a lot faster, so they get more loot boxes.
that is a good question, but that only works for the first 20 levels anyway.
Yeah, but that's what
So
people
it's-
do.
yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
I'm getting this skin.
Okay.
So
That's what I will
like,
be doing. On
yeah.
Wait, does
Halloween.
so there's like 20 of the loot boxes that you could get a bit quicker, but every other one would be,
And then also, if you're good, you get 3 loot boxes a week.
So
in the
how much?
arcade.
yeah.
How
that's
much
still
is
If you're
200
good.
loot boxes?
200
Right.
loot boxes?
Like
That's
just
a
two
really
100
good
loot boxes.
question. I
I
believe it's
bought
like
50,
$90
that's
for
all I
100, so
bought.
it'd be like
that sounds about
180
right, like
bucks.
89.95.
For enough to get all the event items for
But
this
that's not
specific
even a
event.
guarantee.
Yeah,
that's just
exactly, that's
a
approximate.
statistical probability.
Okay, so the highest amount of loot boxes you can buy at once is 50,
What?
and it costs 60
Yeah.
Australian dollars.
Well, that's still what you guys said.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Wait, so it's if I'm
It's
very,
$120.
$240 to get 200 loot boxes.
Yes.
yeah, that's a lot considering
You could buy a copy of Overwatch for 4 of your friends for that
Yeah,
amount.
like just
Yeah.
don't do that.
And this is the thing is this is coming from a $60 game.
Yeah.
And like it's
honestly-
arguable that they're cosmetics, but at the same time it's still
They are
Honestly,
cosmetics, but-
they should just like let me buy coins, because then I would just buy the 3,000 coins so I
They
can get
should.
the skin I want.
Exactly.
or at least make a thing that people have pointed out is why don't you just make coins a reliable drop from loot boxes?
Yeah.
So that you every time you get a loot box, you know, okay, I'm gonna get say 100 coins from each loot box, even if it's they remove the
Yeah,
drops
because
entirely.
then I will just buy 30 loot boxes,
Yeah.
and then I've got it.
Yeah, exactly, and you can make sure that you will get the skin that you want from those 30 loot boxes.
Because
Yeah,
I
like-
have actually gotten every skin for the Uprising except the Mercy skin, which is the only one I want.
That's the only, yeah.
Yeah, and I just am like ready to die.
Yeah, I think that if anything, they should fucking buff the duplicate gold you get, because that's
Yeah, it always
bullshit.
seems
You
so
get so
petty.
little.
Yeah, it's just kind
And
of
it's like,
alright.
oh, I've gotten, this skin that's worth 3,000 gold. Now I get,
get, like,
500, and I'm like, cool.
like much less. I think it's
You
ridiculous.
get 500. And
Yeah,
it's
oh,
like,
is that exactly
yeah.
what it is? Okay,
For
yeah.
duplicate sprays, you get 5.
Yes, 5 is not worth shit.
Yeah, no.
Fuck, man.
It just makes me sad.
So, our next story here. So, you know how last week we spoke about how they're discontinuing the NES Mini? Turns out they've come out with kind of a reason why. Well, it's been leaked by Eurogamer that they're actually they're coming out with an SNES Mini.
Yeah, boy.
That's the better one of the 2 consoles, if
And
you ask me.
hopefully they, take some notes from the hackers of the
Yeah.
just, NES Mini, where it's like, we just got a lot of games. Give us more games.
Yeah.
More than 30 games.
Give us-
please.
I don't
Full
expect.
SNES
I'd expect them to be more than 30. They're gonna have 30 again.
I want them to put 29 on, just so it's worse. It's like,
Like,
but the space,
Just like
'you know?
50 to 75 games, I think would be good.
Yeah, but it's Nintendo.
Oh, I want them to
Yeah.
market it like they package in 31 games and they market it as 30 plus one, so it's like more than the last one.
I will point out that
Fucking
this
racist.
was online when I was reading about them discontinuing. A lot of people did say, "Oh, this is because they're going to be bringing out an SNES."
Yeah,
Mini,"
but
and
there was
turns
no
out they were right.
confirmation.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Eurogamer leaks a lot of shit.
yeah, so Eurogamer does get a lot of leaks, which is that they are generally reputable,
Yeah.
but obviously take this with a grain of salt. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe there's some incorrect information, but they've generally been pretty good with this
Yeah.
kind of
I
stuff.
would play the fuck out of an N64 mini. It's never gonna happen, but I'd play the fuck out
I
of
was
that.
just about to
I don't
ask,
know,
like,
they-
how
they
far
I
are
got
they
would
gonna take this?
literally as well.
Like, you think they're gonna release a Wii U Mini in like 50 years? That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
I
but,
mean,
um,
like, sure.
That's a,
A Virtual Boy Mini. It's just like a monocle.
each time the controller length is going to get shorter and shorter.
Oh yeah. I
Have you guys seen the just so you don't know the reference, the chords are literally like, this is a
Oh,
very
yeah, yeah.
visual goof, but the chords
just
are
move on
literally
from it.
The chord's the size of a decent fish.
I wonder
Yeah.
if they're gonna do US and European version of the NES Mini, Super Nintendo, because like they look different. The PAL version looks the same as the Japanese one, but the American one looks different to all of them. The American one is more blocky than the rest, and
oh.
Fucking just like the Virtual Boy Mini is just like Google Glasses.
which means if you're trying to find a Super Famicom online, you can actually get a Super Nintendo, but it's just European, which means you can't play Japanese games, so you can get goofed. Guys got punched.
Anyway,
It's the next news story.
why don't you do a segment on the thing where it's retro gaming news?
Yeah.
And it's like a look into the past.
I can
Like
do this. I
on
can do
this-
retro gaming segment.
On this day in gaming, sort of thing.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
we'll like name the segment like coffee breaks so people don't have to like listen to it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I like that.
So guys,
Was that a follow-up?
G-
Sort of.
G2A. So
More like good to.
So we're gonna try and express this along because we spend a lot of time laughing at G2A. But basically what happened was G2A held a panel at GDC, the Game Developers Conference.
Which was like not a good idea.
Not a good idea at all. So they were in a room full of indie developers. And basically it did not go well when they had the Q&A segment.
Can't
weird.
imagine why.
Why would they
So-
have a cute, like they do so many things that make me actively think that they don't know they're an awful company. Like,
So basically, G2A, it's just some of the highlights from it. G2A claims that indie developers can sign up to G2A to get a whole 10% of the sales from the stolen games.
oh hell yeah,
That's like a third of legal sites give them.
10%.
And they also suggested that we stop being mean to them because 40% of their staff are women.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love.
Like, I honestly just think that they're like, don't understand how shitty they are.
They don't because they're constantly defending themselves. It's,
One of my favorite reactions to the entire thing was a tweet Devolver Digital made. It was relating to the 10% you get from the
Yeah.
developers get, and it's Devolver will sell games on G2A, but can't guarantee the keys we provide them will work unless G2A purchases the $500,000 Devolver Shield, which is just make fun of G2A Shield.
Also, Mike Bithel's question at the.
So it got a question from Mike Bithell, the creator of Thomas Was Alone, that we've
He's a
previously done a game fort on.
Good guy.
He's a good guy. And basically, he went up there and he posed the question that, well, since, you can sign up to get 10% of the profit with G2A, he asked, where's the other 90% of the transaction going? To which G2A responded, well, there's people in marketing.
it's marketing.
And he's like, is it mainly marketing? And they're like, no, there's IT and security. And Mike Biffle was like, oh, great, thank you. And it's like, it is a legitimate question. Where's 90% of the, like, G2A deserves 90% of the money for a game they didn't create? Like, not even Steam's that bad, and Steam's pretty bad.
Goes to
Yeah.
marketing, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like the first thing that came to the head, like marketing.
Marketing.
we don't sell children. What are you talking about?
Do you know how much damage control we have to... So our next bit of news is about Twitch's new affiliate program. So, like, basically, in short, it allows smaller channels to get, like,
Well, yeah,
subs.
it's like kind of replacing the partner thing, where it's like the partner is like the end goal, but it's just like some tiers to get you there on the way, so that you can start gaining things like with subscribers and stuff.
To kind of like help out new people or smaller
Well,
channels.
it's more for smaller channels. You have to meet some qualifications, like steady views and all that still, but it's smaller. And also they have different tiers for subscriptions now. So there's like 5, 10, and
25.
25?
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're for, but
You get, like, extra emotes and stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's kind of more of a Patreon kind of model.
No,
where you
you're
can-
confused. The extra emotes are for the different tiers. So for instance, like the really big channels, they're channels, yeah.
Yeah.
The really big channels will.
I guess you just say streamers. Or...
Yeah. Well, the really big streamers will unlock like a whole heap more emote slots for them to make, and then it's up to them how they release those emotes.
I see.
But you know, so I don't know how many our partner gets now, but like for instance, like maybe the lowest tier is 1 or 2 emotes that you can have. But then, you know, it slowly goes up, and then maybe there's 50 emotes.
Yeah.
I don't know how many there is, but, you know.
Yeah.
That's a lot of emotes.
So from what I got, yeah, it allows them to... So smaller channels, because you can't do the new bit
subs
system.
and stuff.
Yeah, you can't get subs and you can't get, like, bits and cheers and stuff like that. And it kind of just allows them to earn an income, even though a small amount for a smaller channel.
Well,
Because
it's
it's kind of just a
they don't have
hard...
access to all of the things. It's just
Yeah.
like slowly they get more access to things.
Yeah. And that's a good system. It's, yeah. It's
It's an
just generally
it's
positive.
an interesting system.
Yeah.
You know, it's encouraging. It's like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just
Yeah.
interesting. It's weird.
Mm,
Like there's no really other like platform that's doing it like that.
yeah.
I think that's good. Being
Yeah.
original is spicy.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah,
it's
definitely
a lot
not a
better.
bad thing.
It's a lot better than YouTube's doing.
Yeah.
God, I hope they fix everything.
Yeah. They won't though. So speaking of Twitch, so there's a guy
Oh, speaking of Twitch, some Georgia news. I went to Supernova on the weekend, and I showed them that I had the Twitch app downloaded and got a free Twitch bag. The end.
What a story.
Yeah.
That's some good Twitch news. Some
Thank
other
you,
Twitch news though.
Thank you, Twitch, for my bag.
Good boy, Twitch. I still don't know what your logo is meant to be.
Is it
It's a message box with eyes.
Is it a face?
Are those
He's
eyes?
a little boy.
Yes.
He's a little boy.
Are they meant
So
to be eyes?
there's even more Twitch news. I know, I can't believe it. How can I follow up the bag? So this is just generally kind of a good story. I shouldn't start it with it's a good story because it starts with a bad part. Anyway,
Okay.
Adam Burris, also known as Loop, he's a streamer he's legally blind and deaf. So not to be confused with actually blind and deaf. He just, he can't drive a car
Has
because
some-
he's legally
like-
doesn't have enough
it has
vision.
some
So he has
vision.
like a tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Perhaps a celiac, not to
It's-
expose medical conditions.
Well, he has
bread.
so his condition has been described. It's a degenerative disorder.
That's
I
what's-
don't know what the actual like. So basically, he's because of his degenerative disorder, he's actually like he's lost all of his teeth.
Okay.
And so he's when he talks, he obviously his voice sounds very different because he's missing all of his teeth.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's,
Does he not have
just
any like
dentures or
Yeah,
anything?
dentures. That's the word.
I guess not. Like maybe he does. It wasn't mentioned in the article, but maybe he does.
Because, like,
but it
even
still
with
makes him
dentures,
sound
you have to
different.
get them replaced, and there's a learning period, like when you get braces and stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, he plays CS:GO on stream, and whenever he goes into the group, he's always like, so it's not just people like get blindsided by it when he's talking on mic. He always says, "Hey, just so you know, this is how my voice sounds. I know it's a bit weird, but just so we can get past it and
Just
get
so we
into
can
the
all be
game," kind of
friends.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Which honestly, like, it's so.
It's a shame that he has to clarify.
Yeah, I
that.
really
Yeah.
hate that, but
Mm. But it's
like
you know.
he's doing the most to make people comfortable.
Exactly. Yeah. He's like going out to make people comfortable, and he understands that he's on the internet. I think is the main thing.
Yeah. And so basically what happened was he joined a game and he did his spiel. He said, oh, this is how I sound and stuff. Somebody immediately was just like, don't even bother. and then mute, like they put in, I don't know how CS:GO works, but do you have to, like, do you vote to mute someone?
You can individually mute people, or you can vote to have someone muted.
Okay.
So not only was this person just like a dick, and they didn't just choose to just like, oh, I don't want to deal with that and mute. They straight up was
Gang
like,
up on him.
everybody has to not listen to this guy.
So it didn't specify whether people just individually muted him or if it was a vote, but
Well,
basically...
actually, I don't think you can vote to mute someone. I think you just do it individually. As a team.
Okay.
So I believe the team that was with him muted him. Then he's just like, oh, well, that's, you know, they're kind of dickish. So they continued the game. They then kicked him from the game because he wasn't speaking.
What?
And that was in the reason why he was kicked. It's because you don't speak to your team. Was the reason.
I just hate CS:GO.
Yeah.
Hate the
So all of this
Just
was
disgusting.
during a stream, and so like
Oh,
just
shit.
his fan base just like rallied around him, and it's
Good.
Yeah.
really nice.
Good.
Yeah.
He got like a bunch of donations and stuff, and actually because of this and because of like people rallying behind him, he's actually been able to afford some eye surgery that he couldn't get because his insurance wouldn't cover it.
I just got a little
And it's-
goosebumpies.
Yeah, and
That's so
it's just
nice.
really nice, and like one of the comments perfectly sums this up. It's like you always hear about like the bad things in gaming and stuff, and it would have been so easy to just go ahead and just be like, oh, these people in CS:GO were dicks, people in online communities are terrible. But then there's the people that are like the fans of him that are going ahead and donating so that he can do this. It's just a nice story to hear about that people have done that, even though like most of our stories, when it's a heartwarming story, it's because somebody's done something that makes them a dick, and then other people have been taking away that dickishness.
Yeah.
And that's actually all the news that we got for this week.
Guys, let me tell you something about Blizzard. They made Overwatch. They got rid of Battle.net and changed it to Blizzard.com. And I just think that, you know, every now and then we should play one of their other games. Not Heroes of the Storm.
That's shitty.
Not World of the Warcraft.
That's also
but-
shitty.
Not StarCraft. Not Diablo.
Oh yeah, they made those too.
Yeah.
Hearthstone!
But-
Heroes of Warcraft!
But maybe Hearthstone.
Maybe.
So that's our game for game.
Perchance. I may have been too close to the mic that entire time.
That's
So for those of you who do not know, Hearthstone is a Hearthstone is a meme made by
It really is a meme made by Blizzard.
and it actually used the Unity engine.
Yeah.
You know, actually, it's weird you say that you messed up saying that it was a meme, because, like, honestly, when they announced it at BlizzCon, I was watching live, and I thought it was a meme. Like, I thought it was a goof.
Right.
And it was released in 2014.
Yeah, they
Like I said.
Like George has said.
That's true.
It's like
It's a collectible card game. Did I say that?
No, but it's fine.
It's like one of the most streamed dang games.
Pretty much
Yeah.
yeah.
It's diddly up there with friggin' gosh dang League of
like-
Legends.
It's
Yeah.
it's just it's
fair.
very easy
Like
to
right next to it.
watch. Is the thing.
It's fun having on in the background because there's like nice sounds. Or if like you have a second monitor, it's like pretty colors.
Yeah.
There's also a shitload of clones, which is a sign of a decent game at least.
Well, it's like, the collectible aspect of it really makes it.
There are so many cards.
Yeah.
And I want so many of them, but I can't because I don't have money.
I really like what they did with the golden cards, like how it's all animated and stuff.
Let's
like-
get a little
Let's jump into some structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the goal of Hearthstone is it's a, think like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, trading card games. You
The goal is to kill your friends.
you
With
kill,
cards.
you kill the other person. You can play with your friends. You can play with randoms. There's some story modes.
Yeah. So
You get a deck. You can build your own deck. It goes with the World of Warcraft.
Yeah, the Warcraft universe.
Well, no, the World of Warcraft specifically MMO classes are the base classes for that. You can mix and match now.
Doesn't it have
but-
Warcraft? Oh, is it specifically
No.
World of Warcraft?
Yeah,
The
specifically,
classes
the World of
are-
Warcraft classes
right.
are what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because like Warcraft does technically have them, but it's like this is specifically all of them besides
And
the
like
classes
in
added.
Warcraft 1 through 3, the classes are a lot more blurred.
Does it
as
have
well.
characters from other Warcraft games, or is it just World of Warcraft?
No, it's from Warcraft games.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, but it's very specifically World of Warcraft classes.
yeah,
Got
like, it's like a Warcraft card spin-off game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch you up if you weren't listening.
And it was to replace, because Blizzard actually previously had a trading card game that was a physical trading card game.
Yeah, and you could get cool things, and you could get cool things for your WoW game, and StarCraft, but
Yeah. And I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't add that into Hearthstone. Like, you can get packs that have, like, a special
I would have
mount.
spent a lot of time trying to get that flower trail, like, I'm still.
So,
No.
like, prior to the past 2 weeks, how much experience have you guys had with Hearthstone?
Well, as I said, I watched it being announced, and then I closely followed it until its release.
Yeah.
Played on release for about 3 to 4 months. Played quite casually though.
What,
You know, I was never like super into it, but I really did enjoy it. And then I've just sporadically, through the past 3 years, occasionally picked it up and going like, oh, I'll play some Hearthstone.
That's kind of like me over the last 2-ish years, just playing a bit every now and then.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, every time BlizzCon rolls around, I'm like, oh my god, I remembered about Hearthstone, because I see all the new expansions and stuff.
Yeah.
I got into the first wave of the Australian betas.
Right.
As did I.
But Australia was like quite late to getting it.
I got into the Hearthstone beta as well, then activated it, then I realized beta keys were selling for like crazy money, then I was so mad I activated it. I could have made like $200.
I remember I actually got into... He did not get into the first wave. I got into the first
you
wave.
did. That's right. And I played on yours.
Yeah, and I was like, you maybe didn't even get into the beta. It took
Maybe
so
I didn't.
long for you to get it if you did.
Yeah, I was playing it on yours. I
Yeah.
completely forgot about that. I was like, oh no, I played it when it first came out for Australians.
Because
but
I
yeah,
remember Ryan and a friend were talking about like, oh, I would really like, that'd be so cool if we could get into the beta, and but you were like, nope, but haven't got that email, and I just checked it, and I was like, just like sitting there all quiet. It was like I had gotten the email 3 days before.
Yeah, because we're checking MMO Champion, which is like a WoW website, and it's and it just has the news, and it's like, oh, we sent out Australia, I was waving Australian ones. But yeah, and then I used to like once the game actually came out, I used to like play it casually, and like I played it a bit, then I played it more casually, and then it was just to get the new card back at the start of the month, and then it was
God,
just
am I
dropped
kicking
off
myself?
completely.
So you guys been pretty much there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like Georgia saw the forum post that Blizzard made, like, hey, check out my game.
Well, no, I was watching the Blitz when they
Yeah,
announced it
yeah.
live on. I got it.
He's making a Minecraft
Yeah,
meme.
I just said that I got
Dude, I
it.
love Minecraft memes.
I like Minecraft.
Yeah, my personal experience is heard a bunch about it, and when I got Overwatch last year, I obviously had to get the Battle.net launcher, and it was just right there, and it was free.
Overwatch was your first?
Overwatch was my first Blizzard, and then like it was just kind of like, hey, here's Hearthstone, and it's free, and I knew that a lot of people fucking loved it, so I downloaded it, played the tutorial, wasn't into it, played another game, wasn't that into it, and then that's kind of where I still sit. Like, I'm not
it's
into
like
the
it's
strategy
not
thing.
for everyone.
Yeah, like I when it comes to strategy, like I said with Stardew Valley, like there are specific genres that something has to be really fucking good, or like a very specific way for me to be into it, and that's like just like inventory management and all that. Strategy games don't really tickle my pickle.
Fair enough. It's interesting because I honestly really don't like strategy games, but I like the way Hearthstone kind of does it.
Yeah, so this is like your Stardew Valley cards.
Yeah, I really like
know what
just
I mean.
how simplistic Hearthstone is. Like, there's barely any rules.
Well, I actually have like because I really do like strategy games. I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like too chaotic for me sometimes. Hearthstone, I'm just like I get overwhelmed because like
Yeah, I mean, so many things can happen.
yeah, I will take such a big break as well, and then I'll come back and be like, oh my god, there's just a complete new meta. Like literally none of my cards. I need to go open new packs, and like I don't know why. Like it's just there's always packs waiting for me. Why? Why? Every time there's a new expansion, I get free packs. Why?
Yeah, you get 3 free packs when a new expansion launches.
That's just like our thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a strange relationship with Hearthstone. Maybe just after the first new set of cards was released. You know, back when the meta was still
Base.
pretty basic and like still pretty vanilla. I was just like, hey, I'm actually pretty okay at this game. I'm winning like right around half of the time, which is what you should expect. And then I was like, hey, this is a fun game. And then
Did you ever play ranked though?
I never got into ranked. No, I never really tried. But like, yeah, I pretty much exclusively play mage,
Yeah, I do the same.
mostly because boobs. I think that's probably how I chose.
I love
actually.
me some Jaina. That's
Jaina.
So
boobs.
yeah,
Yeah.
all you guys just had like good beginnings with it. You kind of stuck through playing the Hearth and
Yeah,
the Stone.
every time I play, like I get back into it, I'm always like, oh my god, why didn't I play during
Oh.
this period? Because I've missed out on some like really aesthetic card backs.
Ooh,
Like I have
yeah.
one that's quite early on. It's 2014-ish, maybe. I don't know when it came out, but it's the rainbow one, so it's actually the first or second card back that ever came out.
Yeah.
yeah, card backs. That's something.
yeah.
That's...
And
Yeah.
it's a nice little rainbow, and I
Useful.
like that. But there's like so many, like there's a Valentine's Day one that's like literally the best, or the One Night in Karazhan. What?
The Khajiit Karazhan.
One night in
It
Kazakhstan.
hit my
Okay, there
mind.
you
I
go.
said it
I
in my
know
mind,
you
and I was
did.
like, no.
I know you did. That's the face.
I've got the Heroes of the Storm card back.
Yeah,
Alright, so
I
we're gonna move
have
on from
that.
that.
But I got the Overwatch one and all that.
Overwatch one too, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I actually
I got the
logged in
Legion
to play.
one.
I logged in to play it for
Legion
this, and I literally unlocked 4 card backs just from logging in.
Nice. It's like when you fucking logged into Guild
Oh,
Wars and got
because
all
I
the
got
best.
you the BlizzCon one 2 years ago. There was a BlizzCon one that would have been for you, and also the Overwatch one. You probably haven't played since then.
Yeah, I don't think.
My favorite thing in Heroes of the Storm, in Hearthstone.
That's big.
Must on your pants.
My favorite thing in Hearthstone has become I made a really horrible Murloc deck.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just it's all about just drawing cards, playing as many as possible, winning 10% of the time. But oh boy, when I win, it
yeah.
is the best feeling in the world.
people
Dude,
were
fucking
like,
boy shit.
when people were like really into making Murloc decks, and it was like became a thing at first, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get on this bandwagon, and I made but I didn't want to not be a mage still,
Yeah.
so I made my Mermage deck, which is Murlocs with mages, and it's really not practical.
My Murloc deck is a mage.
Yeah, it's like, you are also a Mermage.
A mermage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just I specifically made it right after Murloc decks are like almost completely obsolete, I think. Like the entire point of the deck is if you lose to me, it will ruin your
It's
day, and I will be
embarrassing.
happy.
It's when I was first playing, like, and when there was no expansions, and then a little bit into goblins versus gnomes. I think the first one was.
Yeah.
And the my deck was just a value mage. That's all I played. Just like really like cards that just had really good value, like good stats for the mana cost, and that was like literally
I would argue
it.
that like all of the base game mage cards are quite.
Well, a lot of it was that, and there was like. Some
You know
other
what
cards
card
that
has
were-
saved my life more than anything?
Baby boy.
Flame Strike. Does 4 damage to every enemy minion, I think.
Do you have
Burning hands?
Do you have the? It is essentially.
It's Burning Hands.
Do you have the secret vaporize? I really love that.
What's that? I don't really play secrets as much. I think the only secret I have
I
mage is if
love
I get
being.
attacked with some armor.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going crazy.
I don't know. There's some I don't have. My 2 favorite secrets to play with are I like the one where it's like if I can predict what sort of minion they're gonna bring out. I put my secret on. That's like it just copies their minion that they put out. So I'm like, sick. Now I have that as well. And one time I got Ragnaros from it, and I was like, oh fuck you, because I didn't have him.
He's got a moin.
But the vaporized secret, it's a secret that's like, it's just you put it on, and if the guy attacks you, it just insta kills him, and it's like people get so scared because of that. Like they're always like so like, oh, I don't want to hit her, but I'm like, you gotta, because I literally am just like putting out my little 1 health boys that don't have taunt, and then secretly. I got this cool guy. I just like, I don't know. It's just fun how customizable each class can be, and it's like really non-restrictive. And I like that. Especially with the new stuff where you have the wild thing versus
wild
the
secret.
standard thing, where it's even more like throw whatever cards in. it's nice, but it's like hard. But it's hard for me because I've been away for so long to like understand how people are going to play these games because I just don't. I haven't been paying attention to the meta. But for people that have been, it's like must be like real nice and refreshing.
Yeah, there was there's actually the Gadget Zan expansion specifically added a thing where there's cards that have like a faction with them, and three classes will be a part of the faction, and they all share a certain card, and that's kind of
not
more
what
the.
I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's kind of like the and adding more options because it's you can use them cross class and stuff.
I was like trying to lead you into the Year of the Mammoth because that's when the wild thing came.
Yeah, so the year it came with Year of the Kraken, which is the first.
Yeah, but the Year of the Mammoth is the one that got rid of Ragnaros. I was trying to lead you to that.
Yeah. My deck was said I got really lucky and I got Ragnaros from one of my pulls, and now you can't use it anymore in standard because it's now a wild card, but it's a part of the base deck, and that makes me sad.
So there's something like they kind of retired. They're retired cards, and you can only use them in the wild mode instead of standard mode. So you can't play. There's no ranked wild mode. It's just.
Well, it's all technically ranked, I guess.
No, like just when you standard, like if you just
get
play.
You get a standard rank and a wild rank.
Yeah, there's a specific ranked mode.
Yeah, well, ranked isn't that once you get to get to legendary, which is past 1?
No, you're confused.
Yeah, there's like a competitive mode sort of.
Oh, is it if they changed it?
No, that's always how it's been.
What?
It's always how it's been.
What do you mean?
You've always been able.
Wait, isn't it just called the arena? Am I going crazy?
No, the arena is separate. There is the arena.
No, casual and ranked. Yeah, I never play casual. I always play ranked.
I always play casual.
Yeah, well, that's what he's talking about. He's never tried ranked before.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about
is... But Wild does have ranked as well.
That's all I was asking.
Yeah, sorry.
And then you went into this
I got confused about the
thing
terminology.
about how ranked is a new thing, even
I
though
got
it's
confused
not.
about the terminology.
Okay,
that means I'm actually try out ranked because I want to play the cards. I want to use the cards I want to use.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let no system tell me what to do.
Well, it's like I've never particularly found it restrictive, but once again, I'm such a sporadic player that, for people that are playing day to day, I'm sure that the wild is great. I'm just sticking to standard for now.
What has everyone been playing on? Because I started by playing on PC a lot, then moved over to getting really into it on iPhone, on Android.
Oh yeah, well, back in the day, I played it on PC, and my iPad, and my iPad is so fucking old now that I can't play it on it anymore. But I play it on my phone now, so.
Yeah, I barely play it on my phone. If I play it, it's usually on PC. I
actually don't like it on PC anymore because it's like I would rather be doing something like watching something and then just occasionally paying attention to it on my phone. Although that has bit me in the ass a couple times. I was getting real into an episode of SVU, and I just put my phone down, even though I was just in like mid match, and I just like timed out, and I was like, oh, okay, but the guy didn't leave. He just sat there.
Yeah.
Maybe he was also watching SVU.
Well, he's waiting for your turn to kill yourself. So, okay.
I came back. I won. Fuck you, guy.
Yeah, okay. Ooh. So, like, I don't have a whole lot to say about the gameplay. Personally, for me, it's interesting because I like pretty much everything about the game that isn't the gameplay, but there are lots of clones of it of Hearthstone that I really like. Like there's one called Faria, which I got pretty into for a little bit, and it's pretty much just Hearthstone, but you build like a kind of a path toward the enemy to attack them.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. Like I think that.
Wait, how's it a Hearthstone clone? Like what mechanics does it borrow?
There are cards, and it just I don't know, it gave me the same vibe, sort of like
is riding the online card game train that Hearthstone kind of started.
You would maybe benefit from getting the one out in Karazhan because that is a single player Hearthstone, where it's you don't at all verse anybody, you verse
Yeah,
you
it wasn't
verse
versing
NPCs.
people because I've like in Feria I've versed people online,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, this is fun. Like I
I
beat your
know,
ass.
yeah, but there's like a goal to work through. So there's,
Yeah,
you
but
know, whereas
just like
Hearthstone's like just like fucking go.
yeah, just specifically with Hearthstone, like I think we can all agree the art style is spicy mama.
It
Yeah,
is.
well,
like, I
it's
really
got that
like it.
Blizzard finish.
It's like it does the fantasy style really well in the polish, and like I just unfortunately found myself more entertained by the little interactive things on the board.
I love
than the
them.
actual game.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, tap, tap, tap,
I spent so much time just tapping the field, just hey, a little bit of dust, a little bit of dust,
Yeah,
some
or
rocks, a little bit of dust.
tap something until it broke, and I was like, what the hell?
You
I
can do
think-
that?
Yeah.
Something breaks. I can't
Yeah.
remember what it is. It's like a
You can
lamp or something.
knock the chin off.
I didn't know that. This changes
chin?
everything.
Not,
But yeah, like,
not
that's a
the
thing.
chin. There's a thing you can knock.
Like
It's a bell.
It's very specifically just because it's not the game for me, I think, which is strange because very, very similar games are the game for me. It was difficult for me to get into. Maybe it's because it was like using the lore of something that I'm also
Yeah.
not specifically
Yeah.
interested in. Although I think that like whenever I see something from WoW or like anything from Warcraft, I'm like, hey, fantasy's nice. But yeah, it's not something specifically for me, and I think that one pretty general criticism that I feel as if a lot of people would agree on, you guys can tell me whether or not, but it's just really hard to get into if you don't want to get into it.
Ooh, especially now that there's so many cards
Yeah.
and they're so expensive.
Exactly,
It is
exactly.
overwhelming.
Like it wasn't even specifically overwhelming, it was just confusing. I was like, am I meant to like buy other card decks? Am I able to like get my own thing? How am I doing?
Yeah, my biggest issue with the game is just so many cards that are so hard to get.
Yeah, but like I love the little sound effects. I'm always a music baby boy, and the
Yeah.
music was like nice and pleasant and fantasy. Obviously people don't play Hearthstone for the music, but you know, there it is. But yeah, just like when a card attacks another card, just like the whoop,
And
like,
if
the
you do like a
effects.
bunch of damage to the other person, you just hear, because it's like set kind of like you're playing in a tavern against other monsters.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
hear the people go, ooh.
Yeah, it's really like the ambience and the music and the polish of like cards bashing up against each other and like the animations of the cards floating around.
Yeah,
and,
like I really think that they've taken like the best of Blizzard.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
like
for that.
it like takes the like so many little subtle things, like when a card goes from the deck into your hand is like, ooh, that looks
Yeah.
nice.
It's got that flick.
Yeah.
Like it makes the flick noise as
like,
it comes
it
out.
feels
It's
nice to just hang out with, but
Yeah.
like it a huge chance that I didn't like it is just because I wasn't winning, because like winning felt not as satisfying as I wanted it to, because I just every time I won it felt like the other person gave up on me or some shit. But like yeah, I lost a lot, so maybe if you're not as good at it, or like if you don't really like strategy games, I don't think it's the game for you. It's not really the game for me. I think that objectively, like, it's a fucking free game, and that's cool as heck.
Yeah.
One, I'm going to be a game developer nerd now. One really good move that Blizzard made was they got a plugin, for, like an asset for Unity called Playmaker, which is kind of like a visual programming thing to pretty much help non-programmers be able to code. And
Well,
they
yeah,
taught the
'cause
artists how to use it.
I don't know if you know this about Hearthstone, but it was really, they got a bunch of people that this was a very much so a passion project for an inner team. That's really why the animation and the music and stuff is so great,
so, like,
because
graceful.
Yeah.
it's all
It's
the
very
art
graceful.
people that are like, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like they specifically got art people to learn how to do basic programming using this, which is why all the particle effects look so good. Everything's
Yeah.
just because
Because it's their baby.
the people who are good at art did the code for the visual
Yeah,
effects,
they
and it's just
they nailed the style, the theme,
Yeah.
the polish, just not something that everyone
it's
can get
like
into.
Yeah.
which is
it's like
completely understandable.
comparatively to Overwatch with the art, because like you know, Overwatch was Chris Metzen's baby, and he's gone now. He's not dead; he just retired. It sounded like I said he was
Yeah,
dead.
and he's gone now.
But you know, it was very much his baby. Like Draenor was his baby, and honestly, I'm
it was
when
a
it's
shitty baby. Sorry, Draenor was a
Yeah.
terrible baby.
well, you know, it was fine. It's a WoW expansion. You know, when it's just one person's baby and it's like they're in charge, you know, it filters down, but people are never going to be as passionate. But this, because it was a passion project for so many of the people, that really, I think it like really shines through with like the best of their, I think, the art and just the animation, and a good
Got a
job.
lot of love,
Yeah.
which is always
And
really good for a
I
game.
like honestly think that it's really well built. They really try hard to balance. They really
Yeah,
they try real hard, and they're trying.
So-
But it's fun for me, and I just like definitely I think part of the reason that I like enjoyed it so much and still will go back and enjoy it is because I like know so much about the WoW lore, and I I played WoW for
Too many years.
like nearly 10 years.
Maybe a couple
nearly 10
days.
years. Started when I was 15 or 14 or 15. And yeah, so nearly 10 years. And I think that maybe that's part of the reason, and I just like love seeing my favorite, like Jaina is like my fucking wife. And like Sylvanas is as well. Sylvanas isn't a hero though, is she?
No, she's a card though.
Yeah.
When I first played WoW, when I first played Hearthstone, I didn't know anything about WoW. I didn't recognize any of the characters, but I still really enjoyed the cards. It's just like just really like the high fantasy setting.
Even these sets, like the boards, they're like, I know where this is. I know like where they themed this on, and I'm like, cool. I like this. Good job. It's just like nice little references for me.
Like fantasy's kind of my jam.
I just think that because I played WoW for so long and that I was like so into it, that it came along at the perfect time for me personally. And yeah, it just like really helped me get into it a lot. And I like the card games anyway. Back in my schoolyard days, played Yu-Gi-Oh.
I like nerdy-o.
Yuggy.
Yeah, like I
like Yucky-O.
shockingly have never been into the Pokemon. Like I collect the Pokemon cards because I'm like, this is cute art, I'll get it. But I've never like actually sat
I
down
love
and
some of the
played.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Ugh, that Radiant set.
So one of the interesting things about Hearthstone is because it's a collectible card game, it was like, besides Magic the Gathering, which had a really terrible client, there wasn't many like just really good ones that you could play
Yu-Gi-Oh!
for
And
PC.
Pokemon before Hearthstone.
Yeah, but
They
they
were
were most of them didn't have great clients. Like the Pokemon one's okay, but basically the and it was just really good how they built it from the ground up to be a PC game. And so, well, not a PC
no.
game, but they
To
built
be
it
a
to be
digital
a
game,
digital
and it
game.
was never meant to be like a companion to a physical card game because they
Yeah,
were
I would not
stopping
want
that.
to play it physically. You'd have to have so many tokens and things to keep track of things. Ugh.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like it's almost impossible, not impossible, but not viable to have it as a physical game
Well,
because
I
there's
think
things like
Magic is
bring it-
very much like that. So
Well, yeah, but it's like, for example, there's things that they do in Hearthstone, like, for example, draw something from a random deck. If you wanted to include one card in there that's like, summon a random minion,
well,
you
then
would
that,
need to
that
have
just
the
wouldn't,
entire
that
set
wouldn't
of
be
random
in there.
minions.
You're right, that
Exactly.
wouldn't be in there. But
But like, still, that's such a key part to Hearthstone. You can't
I
have
know,
it go Hearthstone
I
without
know,
that.
but like it's like if they were gonna make it like that, then they
Yeah.
just wouldn't have not made like they wouldn't have made it. But for
Yeah.
instance, there are things that they could have done, like if they were to copy a minion from the other person's team. It's just a token that signifies that you're copying that, and then the
Yeah.
other token.
And there's also stuff like, for example,
But I
there's-
100% agree, it would not work
Yeah,
as well.
Just have to redesign
and
it.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like just one of the good things that it's like there's a lot of design in there that they could put in, which makes it like really good as a collectible card game. But the thing is,
Well, I disagree because it's like
that's fair.
I think it's a horrible collectible card game because even though I do want the legendaries and I do want the gold rimmed
It's gold
cards,
ones.
the gold cards, but it's actually coming back into it, I was like struggling to find where to look at my cards. I was like, I don't remember, and it like, took me too long, and it's like no one else can see these.
Yeah,
No one else can see
it's-
my collection. I don't get anything special for having like all the cool things
That's
other
fair.
than like maybe getting to pull it out in a game. Maybe.
And it is kind of like that. It's not like you have a binder that you can go
Yeah.
around and be like, look at
Yeah,
all my
actually.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
I think it's not a great collectible game.
that's fair. The
They've really thought of it
collections-
like that, yeah. Like how how the difference between being digital is used. They have no way for you to show off your collection.
Yeah, which
There's
is
no
like
way for you to like sort it nicely.
But one of the main critiques that you see about Hearthstone is that it's pay to win.
it's very much
which is-
not. I have a big old rant about that, but go ahead.
So like the thing about it is that people, it's fairly it is judged as like a digital game, like a video game. But honestly, it's not as bad as a lot of collectible card games in the way of its business model.
Okay.
Like a pack of Hearthstone cards is a lot cheaper than a pack of any other card.
Also,
And
the
there's
base
a reason
set
for that.
is pretty good. You can win matches by playing the base set properly.
Yeah, you can. You just need to know the mechanics, and you need to be like, okay, I'm versing a hunter. This is how I counter a hunter.
And like the way how different cards cost more mana is really the way to keep cards balanced. It's like
And
there
you
are very
get
few
to-
cards that are objectively better than some other cards,
Yeah.
at least by a decent margin.
And because you can build your own deck like so easily, because it is digital, you don't have to like physically take them out. Although you do have to drag them, and it's very annoying.
Yeah, sorry.
But like you can balance that. You can go ahead and balance the deck the way that you want it. If you want it like really heavy on the end sort of rounds, when you get the 10 mana tokens, you know, you can do that. You're a fool, but you can do it. But it's like super not pay to win, because like, okay, if you bought a big old booster box of Pokemon cards, you're gonna get something good in it. You're going to. And the same if you buy like 30 packs of Hearthstone cards, 100, whatever, you're going to get something good, but you're kind of less likely. I watched what's his name, Max Mofo, and his girlfriend open a whole bunch of packs. They did not get very many good things.
Yeah, they
Like-
did not.
Like if you compare it to a Pokemon pool, which he actually also does, you're actually a lot more likely to get good things in like physical packs. So there's that aspect of it, but also you don't have to physically pay real money to win. You can earn it by doing missions you have dailies, like daily missions, and you have ranks, and it's Pokemon can't do that shit.
And one thing Pokemon can't do is you can destroy some cards to make other cards, which is
exactly.
a very good system.
She
I
went to
destroyed
burn this card in real life and then summon a new one.
I destroyed literally every card I have except for my mage deck.
Oh my gosh, that's commitment.
Yeah, because like there's some ones you can't destroy, like the base cards
Yeah.
for each class, and then that gave me just enough to finish my Murloc deck and have the cards I want for my mage deck. And yeah, so like I managed to have 2 decks I really like without spending $1 on that game.
Yeah, but I just like the people that say it's pay to win. It's just
They
like,
don't know what they're
that's
talking
just
about.
incredibly ridiculous to me.
Well, it's like, and it's pay to win just in how like inherently like it is a collectible card game, and collectible card games are you pay to get cards, and like there are cards that are just objectively better versions of cards that are in the standard set. Like there'll be cards that like, you know, there's in the base set there'll be like a 5 mana 5/5. There'll be a 5 mana 6/6 in like some expansion somewhere. Like there
Yeah,
will
but you do
be
get
legitimately
given
some cards that are better.
You do get given 3 free things at every
Yeah.
expansion, so
Yeah.
maybe you'll get lucky. You don't
Yeah.
have to. And also, once again, unlike any other physical trading card game, you can earn things through dailies. Like it costs 100 gold to buy a
Which
pack
is
of
a
cards,
very fair price.
which is
Yeah,
very
it's-
fair. And you can earn like I think you can earn like 90 a day, to be honest. With your dailies.
It depends on the quests you get and stuff.
Yeah,
It's pretty easy to get as well. It's like
some of them are like win.
yeah,
just,
like
like, 3
it's like
times
get 3
win.
wins with a Warlock. Oh yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's like, alright, I'll just use the base set and I'll just keep going till I do it.
Yeah, it's like if it's a set you're not used to, you probably won't
And
have it very highly ranked.
It's actually never just like, Warlock. It's always like Warlock or Hunter.
Yeah, so
it's
like
always 2.
So it's just interesting to look at the business model as a, like, when people look at it, they're like, oh, as a video game, this is like a pretty like, it's not the greatest business model, but as a collectible card game, it's actually like a really fair
Like,
business
they are
model.
doing the most to help you and the most to make it not pay to win.
There was actually a big thing that they did towards the start, which was people were like, please let us do more quests to earn more gold, and they did do that. Like, it was like very much a thing that they did.
More than daily, I think.
Does it?
I think it resets every 12 hours. I could be very wrong on that. I might have just, like, played it in weird times.
Yeah, sometimes they do refresh at weird times,
Yeah.
so it's, that could be a thing. There's the other thing of, like, the game has a lot of RNG, but it's an esport as well. And that's
Yeah,
kind
well,
of an
I
there
kind of
is-
like that though.
So do I.
I like that, and you know, there is RNG, but there's always strategy. There's always strategy, and it's like about how you build your deck, not just how well you like play and how well you counteract the other person. It's like
Yeah.
you have to have a better build that can. You need a versatile build. That's what you need, because otherwise, if you don't pull your lower mana cards,
Yeah. If you want to watch a game with minimal RNG, watch Dota, watch CS:GO. If you want to watch a game where every now and then a tournament winner is chosen by a coin toss,
yeah,
it'll be Hearthstone and it'll be really funny.
yeah.
It's an
And
RNG to cheat.
And the thing about that is that the person who has put that coin toss in their deck has done it specifically, like, they have
Well, it's
chosen
'cause
that
they-
risk reward.
Yeah.
Well, it's
like
'cause they
that's-
played second.
Yeah, well, it's like, because the thing is, like, even things like there's cards like there's the really basic mage card, Magic Missile, which hits 3 random enemies.
I
If
love
you
that one
run
so much.
based on that,
Oh
you
god,
could
I
win
love,
or lose
I
based
love
on
it
that.
when there is literally 3 people in the thing, but I hit them for their last 3
Oh,
health anyway.
Yeah, if there's like a few enemies and one of them is 3 health and hit that one 3 times.
Oh yeah, but my favorite is like when I killed this guy, and it was a long battle. Let me just tell you, we were taking a long time,
Yeah.
and I just like as like an afterthought, because I had done like a pretty solid attack to his damage, but there was 3 health left, and I was like, well, might as well. And I killed him.
Oh.
And it was like literally the most epic thing I've ever done. And I don't remember what class he was playing, but he was like you know how you can't actually speak to your competitors unless you're friends with them, which is an interesting thing to me. But he said one of the preset things like Club Penguin.
I
was
love the
like,
voice
yeah.
emotes; they're pretty great.
Oh,
It is kind of weird though that you can't speak to your competitors. I
Wow.
just realized that.
I mean, I think Blizzard pretty much understands the fact that. Well, also a lot of kids will play it. Like there are a lot
Yeah.
of kids that love
Yeah.
Hearthstone.
There are a lot of kids who love Overwatch though.
Well, yeah, but Overwatch is like specifically M. So like,
Yeah, but
they need to know.
doesn't stop
Well, they
it.
need to know what they're getting into. If
There's
the
some-
parent just looks at Hearthstone like, it's for all
The
it
difference
is.
is genre. Like, it's a shooter game as compared to a card game.
Yeah,
Kids get
exactly.
into card games. Kids
Yeah, but
shouldn't
I-
get
yeah.
into shooter
Parents
games.
Oh, wait, no.
specifically let
I was
kids
going
get
crazy.
into card games, kind of. What?
I briefly forgot you can talk to enemies in Overwatch.
Yeah.
I got yeah, ignore me.
But I don't know, like Hearthstone has some like mature looking cards. There's some
That's just titty.
deep cleavage and some
Yeah.
Just
suggested vagina.
suggested
There was-
vagina.
Suggested vagina.
Yeah.
Good bad name.
But there's no nice boy abs though. I don't think.
yes,
There's some
is.
shirtless orcs.
There's
But besides that,
some sexy Tauren band boys.
Ooh.
oh, so
Is there an EQC card?
Yeah.
There's
It
it's
was
so good.
Yeah.
Is it retired? I have it. Is it
No,
retired?
it's
I
still
have
there.
ETC and Heroes of the Storm.
Ew.
Always
Oh
comes
god.
back to that with you,
Speaking
doesn't
of Heroes of the Storm, we're gonna be playing that.
it?
Because because there's a new Diva skin that you have to get by playing Heroes of the Storm. So I will now be playing Heroes of the Storm with
No.
Rowan until I get the Diva skin because
But,
she
is
is
it
a
a good
police officer.
No! Fuck!
It's so good. She's so cute, and the mech is like a little
Can you just buy it?
policey. No.
Is it 3,000 gil?
Otherwise, I would. I would not.
Yeah, the other way gets playing Heroes of the
Subject
Storm. It's like that
myself.
one Genji skin.
How much do you have to play Heroes of the
I'm
Storm?
not sure yet. But
I will play with you until that skin is unlocked.
I'll
Thank
join
you.
probably.
Good.
Finding a way to loop this into Hearthstone, it's quite interesting how
Blizzard.
Blizzard has done their model of like
Play
you-
this,
they-
get stuff in this. Play
yeah,
that,
play
get stuff in
to
this.
get stuff in this. Like the played the 3 Hearthstone
I would
games.
like
so you
to
get the
see
things.
a little nod to a different game that's not Warcraft
Diablo.
game. Not Diablo either.
Like a little
That's
Easter egg.
too easy. I would like a little Easter egg of something that's StarCraft or Overwatch in there. I would like that. And it's
Other than
hard
a
for-
card back.
Yeah, they have a card back.
Yeah, not the card backs, because that's not an Easter egg. That's just like, here, thank you for pre-ordering my game.
Yeah.
They're very clashing universes, though.
I know they are, but that's why I would love to see like a Murloc or something that is kind of like, it's like a pink Murloc, and it's kind of like, because it's almost like Diva's mech is a Murloc shape, and if
I
it was
just thought about how
wearing-
much I love that.
yeah, like it's not like a card like that where it's like a subtle. It could have been an Easter card,
Because, like,
Murloc
the mech is
mech.
like a bunny,
Yeah.
and fucking frogs also hop.
yeah.
and like the Murloc is a
I
very
love that so
similar
much.
shape.
I can't see without my glasses.
Yeah, like hearing all you guys talk about all these like little stories and stuff is like really interesting because I played for a decent, like I think grand total, including like when I first quote unquote got into it, like grand total of maybe 3 or 4 hours. Don't have any stories. Just I played a game and it was close maybe once or twice, and that's like the best story I get from it. So I think that like it's very interesting for me because like I don't have any stories and I didn't really like experiencing a lot of the gameplay because it's not my thing. I can definitely see the value. Like strategy games have always been really interesting to me, and I've always like in the back of my mind wanted to be like really good at a very specific strategy
and mind
game.
you that I have a couple stories where I'm like, oh, this was epic, but then I have a lot more stories where I'm like, oh, I am just an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't have.
I should have played that card.
Yeah.
Why don't I play that card?
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, like that's the thing. Even a story just as like, oh shit, I played the wrong card. I didn't even have that because I didn't know it was the wrong card. I was just like, yeah, this one works. It goes on the board nice and smooth. So yeah, like I personally don't have anything like of value that I got from it. I definitely appreciate everything about it. I appreciate it a lot, and if I were to like do like objective rating, then it would probably be much higher. But for me, I think like it's like when you fucking go order the nuggies and then you get like 2 of them and they've clearly been sitting out for a little bit. Like it's just kind of like it's not your thing. You'll eat them, you'll go ooh, but you'll have a lot of sauce on them because you only got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Give it 2 out of 6.
Next.
I just like I really do like. I love the universe. I love the Warcraft universe. I'm taking a break from that. Hearthstone is the closest that I will be currently getting to the Warcraft universe for a good while.
It's a good distance to be from WoW.
Until the WoW expansion. Like, let's be real, I will get it for the
Loopholes.
next expansion. But I really love it. It's aesthetically appealing, and I really like the startup story where they just wanted this for themselves. And something for the office mates to do.
I do really appreciate the love behind it.
Yeah. It's like when I'm playing it, when I don't just suddenly go off it, and I really don't know what it is about it that makes me just go off it for a couple months. But when I am playing it, I'm really enjoying it, and it's like just one of the best things that I'm doing, especially since now that I'm playing it on my phone. Although I will say that it is a bit of a battery drainer.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's every mobile thing.
Yeah.
And not as much of an internet drainer as I expected, though.
No, it's very light on the internet. Blizzard's always light on the internet. People always think that it's heavy, but it's always light. Cool. Well, it is.
No.
But yeah, something that I love playing it, and I really like playing it with friends, but there's something about playing ranked where I'm beating other people. I'm just very competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Playing Hearthstone with friends, is that just like a 1v1 or like what do you mean?
You can do
1v1.
1v1s.
Yeah, is there something else there that you can
No.
do? Oh, okay. So playing it with friends otherwise would just be you're all in the same room beating some boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 6 because I was gonna give it a 4 out of 6, but then I actually can't think of the reason why I go off it, and maybe it's just because it is a card game, and I just am like, I have to do other things on my computer right now.
Sometimes, the formula of the nugs just isn't what you want.
Yeah.
It's like, I like these nugs, but it could be better.
Yeah, but no, it's a 5 for me, a 5 out of 6 nugs, and the only reason that last nug is not there is because where are those lost months going? We're not sure why the last nug isn't there. That's really what's happening.
Mystery of the missing nug.
Something to do
homeless
with
man.
Yogg-Saron.
You did a homeless man prank where you were like, I'm gonna fucking give you some chicken, and then he was like, hell yeah, and you gave him 1 nugget, and you're like, fuck off, and you're like, get
Go
your
on.
views.
That homeless man is Cthulhu. I hate that card so much.
You mean I always call him Cthon
I could be wrong.
because it's like Ethan.
Hearthstone has revealed to me that it is Cthulhu, and I
But
always
I always
called it
Cthon.
Yeah, same.
And it reminds me of Ethan. And
Ethan.
Yeah.
Seathon just sounds like cunt.
Well, because it's just C''THUN.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's most of the letters,
Yeah.
if not all.
Cunt.
Bus.
He was my favorite. He's my favorite. I love AQ. Anyways.
So, Ryan, what are your thoughts?
So, Hearthstone, I really like Hearthstone. Like, it's just a really fun game to play. There's some things where it's like, especially if you're winning, like, if you can't get a good deck together, it's the worst thing. So, like, for me, it's like I need to look up online, like, what's a good... I usually go for, like, a value deck because it's like, I'm not going to buy a bunch of cards. I'm not going to do all this. I just want the most basic deck I can get that can get me as far as I can go. And then that's kind of what I was doing. I was getting as far as I could go and then being like, well, there's no point in playing anymore. And so I don't play anymore. Okay. And then I came back and then I eventually just kind of got tired of doing it. But, like, overall, I do like the game. I kind of don't like the business model, but that's just, like, it's a collectible card game business model. Like, it's, you know, that's just how it is. Like, it's, if I had more disposable income, maybe I would like it a bit better, but that's, you know, that's kind of a thing of, like, that's not a reflection of the game, that's just the type of game in how I play it.
Like, that's just something you have to get used to with any free game.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'd have more fun if I spent more money, but that makes sense, because that's the reward from, you know. That's like, but at the end of the day, I'd give it 4 out of 6 nugs, because it's just, I really like the game. The game itself is great, but I just kind of hit a wall, and I feel like I wouldn't hit the wall if I had more money to spend on it, but also that's it's just kind of, you know, I can't just go, oh yeah, it would be good if I spent more money on it, so I did 4 out of 6.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I too think this is a good game. It was the first card game I really got into, and then I've enjoyed a few more since. I love the colors. It's just so fun to play. It's just such a casual experience, but it can be really competitive if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And just making just terrible decks that make you always lose but sometimes win appeals to me deeply. But yeah, I personally just think that if I had more cards, I would enjoy it more. But I don't have an expendable income. So I kind of have the same thing where it's just...
Just if you played more, then you would get more cards.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to play it more with less cards.
Yeah,
but
that's an interesting point.
So it's just, I would give it a higher rating if I had more expendable income. But I'm still having fun with it with what you get, and you get cards at a good enough rate for me to be enjoying it. So I would give it like 4 nugs and a little popcorn chicken. You know, just good 4.5. So
Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft
gets 15.5 out of 24 nugs. It's a pretty good game.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Taste.
Have a go. See if you like it. It's
free.
good.
It's free for you and me.
And it's like a nice little entry level card game.
I would
Low
like
committal.
to say, as the person who gave it a 2 out of 6, definitely give it a shot. If it's for you, then it'll be really for you, and if it's not, then you'll appreciate being able to tap the little mountains and stuff on the side.
Exactly.
I appreciate that anyway.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
So, as we said last episode, we were going to stream. Unfortunately,
What?
several sad occurrences happened. We were unable to stream Hearthstone, and I was unable to attend the streaming session at all. So, these boys
Nug
streamed Guild Wars too. The Nug lads.
And oh, what an experience it was.
I graced their streams with my majestic. I did, Micah. I did.
Not
on
Micah's
your
stream.
I went into his stream.
Yeah, at one point you had 2 viewers.
Yeah, it was me.
No.
It was me.
My stream was literally, I think, the most shitposty thing I've done since.
Well, yeah,
my
didn't you just
Instagram
stay there
adventure
cooking
level.
lemons?
No, I unboxed lemon.
And did you end up unboxing them at all?
I unboxed a shitload. My fucking bank is fucked. Like, it's just absolutely filled.
How did you guys? This was your guys' first time streaming.
Yes.
How did you feel?
I didn't have a microphone and there was no chat, so it was pretty much like I was playing by myself, which straight up it was. But it was fun to have a shitposty overlay and watch how much lag it was between me doing it and it happening on stream.
Oh god, yeah. I would be like messaging you guys, and then I would be like, when I was like with you guys in the game, but not streaming, just watching one of your streams, I'd be like typing, and I'd see it on my thing, and then
Like on the stream ages
yeah,
later.
I'm like, 2 minutes later. Oh, I've moved.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I counted. There's a 14-second delay on my stream.
Which is probably the smallest.
Ryan, oh wait, I can't remember whose stream I was on, but somebody's stream got a really sick concert, a harp, in Guild Wars, harp
mine.
concert of Farajaka. Yeah, I was playing it. on the harp.
Right.
It's very
Most
I'm
of-
talented.
Most of the stream was just like, I think half of it was us being, what's happening, and then the other half was like, how do you get the bobbleheads? That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm just like interested to know, like, did you feel more self-conscious playing?
I think I would have if someone was watching.
Because you guys did some bosses.
I think I more often than not had people watching. So which kind of like, even though it was barely ever something, like I might have had, my max was having 3 viewers and like usually it was 1 or 2. But that did kind of like change the way I was playing. I would be like, even though I didn't have a mic, didn't have a webcam,
Yeah.
I was trying to not do things that people would find boring.
Yeah.
I would try not to like dilly dally as much, take the fastest route where I was going. I did badly though, but I still, it was like always like in the back of my mind, it was like, I need to entertain this one person that's watching but not typing in the chat.
Yeah.
Nah.
What about
It's-
you, Ryan? Well, I know this wasn't your first time streaming.
Yeah, it wasn't my first time streaming, but it was kind of I did play it a little bit differently. Like I wouldn't say that much. I really like was desperately trying to, because there was like problems with my microphone and stuff, and I was trying to set that up, and I was trying to be like, oh god, get this working, because I got the true streamer experience. I had a whole 5 viewers at one point.
Is that
Oh,
including
boy.
you?
Including me,
Oh,
yes.
you had... come on.
I had my own stream open because you can see the chat and stuff. I know it's not the most efficient way, but I just had it there. And yeah, so I counted as one of the viewers. So technically 4 viewers. Still, it said 5. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes me sad. I thought I had got the most viewers.
I think if you want to stream, do it. Don't fucking worry about people judging you, because that's what 80% of the
Well,
world
it's
is
gonna
anyway.
happen regardless.
Yeah.
It was.
I was just interested to hear about your guys' experience with it.
Didn't experience much.
Yeah, the process of like setting everything up, getting the stream out was much different to what I thought it'd be. I thought it'd just be you go to Twitch
And it's
And
like,
you press
look
the
at...
and you press a button, and then if you want overlays, you maybe get like add-ons or something.
No,
It was not
there's
that.
a lot more work that you have to put into it.
Yeah, Ryan had helped me, the little baby boy Ryan, with a lot of things.
Yeah. It's like I got the hang of it pretty quickly. Like even just the first time, it's like using OBS is very easy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very user friendly.
Yeah.
No, I'll probably be streaming in the future. If you want to follow my streams, you can follow me at Georgia on everything, but also at the Nuggcast, I'll announce it there as well. Follow us on all our shit.
Follow
but-
Juicy Daddy Selleck on Twitch. I won't be
Ooh.
streaming ever. But I want to have the followers.
Yeah.
Show my mum. She'll be like,
You're famous.
It's just like real interesting. Because I'm one of those horrible people that has the Let's Player disease, where it's like even if I'm playing alone, I'll just talk to the
Me too.
game. But yeah, I don't know. I like streaming. I like the concept. I like a lot of things.
Liking a lot of things is good.
I hate a lot of things as well, though. So
Ooh,
I'm a
just
balance.
Those things.
fucking things.
But yeah,
All up in my lawn.
I've been playing some games recently
What
that I
games
think
have you
would be
been playing recently?
quite good for streaming.
Like?
Specifically, a new game that I purchased quite recently is Flint Hook. It is a roguelite.
Game.
Yeah, it was a
Hey, roguelite's movie.
It is a platformer. It's the best way to describe it, I think, is a mix between Spelunky and Enter the Gungeon. It's got the humor of Enter the Gungeon, and obviously it's pixel art, but it's very beautiful pixel art. Like they've taken their time, and like everything seems just like really purposely made, and it's not just like, oh, let's just throw this here. Like they've taken time to be like, yes, this is how it would be, and because it's a nautical theme in the sense that there's like pirates and anchors and stuff, and like you have a hook.
What's it made out of?
Flint.
I don't think so. But I hope not. But and you have a gun. You actually play around with a grappling hook, and it's real cool. Real cool. I really like the grappling hook controls. It took me a little while. I've been playing mouse and keyboard. It took me a little while to get a hold of the gun. It's just the shooting was a little weird, but it could have just been me. But a thing that I like as well, you get a little. It's called a chrono belt, and it's slow-mo, so it's real cool with the grappling hook and the gun, and you have to manage all these things, but then also if you die, good luck. And there's, bosses and there's characters to unlock and, discover the story, but also, keep doing it.
I'm trying to think of one game that isn't good that has a grappling hook. Grappling hooks make your games good.
Assassin's Creed.
Every Legend of Zelda ever.
What?
I will, literally, Rowan's dead.
Assassin's Creed has a grappling hook?
I think so.
Wait, what does?
Assassin's Creed, I think.
Some of them would.
No,
no.
but it's also not that bad of a game. It's just
I've
a lot of
actually
people hate it.
only ever played one Assassin's Creed, and I couldn't get past the tutorial, so I literally rage quit and never came back.
Yeah.
And then I found out that it was a common glitch.
Ah.
So you know what? Good. Glad I didn't come back. But yeah, no, I would really recommend this. It's real fun. I typically I am not the biggest fan of Enter the Gungeon, but I'm really enjoying this. It's a nautical theme, but also space bounty hunter.
Space and sea?
More
Yeah.
like naughty.
Bound. Naughty space bound hunt.
That sounds like my jam.
It's real good. It's real good.
No, it sounds awesome.
10 out of 10 would recommend. I bought the deluxe edition. Don't know what that means.
Probably just get
It was
the
an
soundtrack.
accident. No. But for Micah, excellent soundtrack.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds nice. I like music.
Yeah, it's great.
Music sounds good.
But I maybe there's DLC. I'm unsure what the deluxe edition does actually. Other games I've been playing One Shot. There's a little bit left, not much for me.
Okay. You
This-
have the incentive to finish the game and be like, woo!
Yeah, I'm purposely. I do this horrible thing where I'm when I'm really enjoying something, I will just start procrastinating it because I don't want it to end.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
too.
And
I did
that's
that
what I'm
with,
doing with it right now.
Valhalla.
That's what I'm doing with that, which is unfortunate. And then I've just been playing. What else? Some other things got some updates that I was because Depth got an update, and I played a game with that because I wanted to see what it was, but I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, would
There
have
was
probably just been patches and stuff, I
Yeah.
guess.
It said it was a big update, but I don't think there was. Other than that, I've actually started playing The Sims 4 again.
Hey.
It's not worth it unless you have the toddler update, but that's free. So,
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm slowly going to be buying the expansion packs. I've decided that that's what I'm going to do. Over the next couple months, I'm just going to
Get
buy
on the
them.
bit by bit.
Yeah, a little bit by bit. Which it's I hate it because it's I have literally I bought The Sims 3 3 times just because my disc snapped in one of them
How did the disc snap?
moving.
Step on it.
Yeah, but disc snapped?
Yeah, but it
It's
was
so hard to make a disc snap.
really
what happened
easy.
was
They're like
a
bending.
box got stuck under some heavy
missed that.
furniture in the moving thing, and it destroyed a
Just
whole
honked
bunch of
on it?
stuff because we moved from air to Brisbane, so it was real hot over time because it was traveling down the highway.
Oh, yeah.
And it just slowly morphed
Well,
it, and the
it,
disc
melted.
snapped it. Well, the case melted, but the disc snapped inside.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
because
kinda cool.
what happened is it fell because it was poorly packed. My parents were so bad, and one of our expensive furnitures, it's the wood ones fell on it, and then so it was crushing the box, and then I don't know how it happened, but it was real messed up. I think we have photos if I could find them one day.
Yeah,
There'll
that'd
be in our
interesting to
photo
see.
box.
Yeah.
you know that thing, where it's just a huge photo box, and it's they're
Oh.
all fucked up.
Oh, yeah, I have that.
Another thing that I've was playing this week, but I will not be playing anymore, is RuneScape. I started playing old school RuneScape again to play with Ryan, but because he's an Iron Man character and I'm also an Iron Man character, but his character is so much further ahead of mine that he's just not playing with me. So
Well, I can't really.
he could, but he doesn't. So I'm just I'll wait until there's the group Iron Man that's maybe coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, well, that seems like maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think it's cool that RuneScape is still getting updated and everyone's like doing more of it.
Well, it's very specifically, the thing is, so RuneScape's still getting updated, like the main game, but then they also, because they broke off to the old school RuneScape, because people still love that, they're actually patching them both separately, so that they have their own development team for
So
old
now
school
there's
RuneScape
different
that makes their
timelines.
own stuff.
RuneScape 3, around this time would be this time every year, has the spring fair. I'm not sure if old school has this fair as well.
I don't think so.
Sorry for interrupting here, but I had to bring it up.
No.
It's a very colourful just fair where you get 100 tokens each day and you can just spend them training skills on like rides and stuff. You can level up your cooking by spinning candy floss.
That's amazing.
You can upgrade your strength by hitting on one of those bell things. But I earned just over $1 million by just getting rewards from the fair. Like you get some
What's
chest
the,
drops, and I got some like Silverhawk feathers which sell for a crazy amount. Got some like portable stations such as like a portable well and stuff. And I just sold all those things because they're members items anyway. And now I'm just like a little baby with over $1 million gold.
What's the inflation like on that? How's the economy
It's
doing?
pretty much the same.
So $1 million is nothing.
Well,
I know $1 million is
mill's a
nothing
mill.
unless you're the
Okay.
level I am.
Yeah.
Like I can buy.
I didn't mean that to be like a dick. I was just
I know.
wondering. Yeah.
For a free-to-play, $1 million is more than you'll ever need.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
like it's enough. It's pretty much all I want is enough money to buy
Yeah.
each armor set I need.
Yeah, I suppose I'm always coming from a point where I always play as a member, so
Yeah.
But I've been thinking
that's
about,
cool though that you could do that with just that one event. That's awesome.
and I've been thinking about getting a membership a lot more recently. I might be considering it more once I have more sustainable income, and if I'm higher level, once you like really take advantage of the
Yeah,
members
once
things.
you can be like, hey, like this is a thing that I'm like fully committing to, instead of like, because I find when I tried to play it only free to play, I would just be like, I'd get to like 30-ish on things, and I'd be like, nah. So I'm like, I just want to do. For me, the members' skills are the funnest.
I was heartbroken when I found out that barbarian fishing is a members thing.
Yeah.
I can't catch sharks with my hand.
Yeah.
I can.
One thing that you should do, if you ever get members, look up a members guide, because there'll be stuff that's like objectively the best thing to do as soon as you become a member.
Yeah, every time I look
you
up
could just have fun playing the game.
Well, no, but there's stuff like, there's one quest that you can do that'll boost your combat insanely just from doing this one really easy quest.
I know,
And so
like-
it's like, yeah.
Whenever you look up a level guide, there's always free to play guide and members guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the members guide is always just like, I want that.
Yeah, the free-to-play guide is like, get to level 60 woodcutting, stay at use for the rest of your life.
Yeah, like that's literally it.
Have you been playing anything else this week?
No, literally nothing else.
So,
yeah, we've had a real busy week.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's been doing, but I've been making art prints.
Yeah.
I've had legitimate excuses. It's assessment time. Excuse us if we're a little shorter on the episodes. The next month we are pretty hectic in the assessment and other things.
Couldn't excuse me though, I'm just a lazy piece of
Said other things.
I play a little bit more of Solitarica. I've been trying out a bit of the other classes, because the other class I've been playing is Warrior, which is all about like getting shield, defense.
Classic Rowan picking warrior.
Hey man. And then, yeah, just like doing damage. And then I tried out the two, because there's 4 different mana types. There's defense, attack, willpower, and agility. But yeah, then I've tried it with the other classes, and I realized I'm horrible at everything except Warrior, and that is my life now.
I like Ziggurat.
And yeah, Ziggurat's fun. Yeah. I'm gonna play some Ziggurat.
I think I'm probably going to play a little bit of it if I get the mood bound. For me, haven't played much really this week at all, just kind of been like a busy week for Mickety Boy again. But with the announcement of Battlefront 2, but new Battlefront 2, to avoid confusion, I was like, I had a lot of fun with Battlefront, and the entire reason I stopped playing was because just the servers died. And they were still dead, and I had to play like single player skirmish against bots, and you fucking destroy.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's on normal. If it's on hard, then you get absolutely obliterated. But I got one game online, and it was real fun. No, like, I think it's a really enjoyable game. It's just, it's such a shame with getting games that are like exclusively online, and like specifically like people make fun of Battlefield and Call of Duty like for releasing games every year. It's because you need to like fucking keep it up, because people just leave, they migrate to other shit, and I think that Battlefront was definitely too short-lived. It's very fun.
Well, I think that they could have done a lot more to
Yeah, definitely. Like,
keep it alive.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't. Like, all they did to keep it alive was DLC, which is not the best. But yeah, like they definitely could have done so much with it. Like I think it's a very enjoyable game. Like on a completely subjective level, I love it.
I've actually never played it, but I've seen one of my friends play it a lot.
it's a beautiful game.
I was about to say it's fucking beautiful. Like especially in Endor, like the trees look spicy, yummy. Just Battlefront is fun.
Sorry.
It's just Battlefield, but Star Wars.
Sometimes you want a Star Wars Battlefield.
Yeah, that's
Shoot
about
him,
it.
but you can be Darth Vader sometime.
Yeah, you can be Darth Vader sometime. You can be other characters that no one
You
gives a
can
shit about.
be Luke. So that's the end of this podcast. Next week we'll be talking about free-to-play games, and the week after that for Game Foot we'll be playing Cloud Pirate, a free-to-play game.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah, released a few days ago on Steam. Check it out.
it looks promising.
Yeah.
If you would like to contact us and give us your opinion, tell us what we did wrong about anything we said on this podcast or any other podcast, feel free to contact us at the Nuggcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's Mike is tired.
Just a little treat for you at the end. This is gonna be some breathing.
It looked like